A while ago, I stumbled across this idea called form follows function. Louis Sullivan coined this term with the application of architecture in mind, but I've taken this idea and related it to life itself. This idea simply states that a life that functions properly will form accordingly. A life that functions properly is a life with an aim, and the implementation of action toward that aim on a day-to-day basis in order to manifest the form that requires a particular function. Having a faith, believing that if you function with the form you intend to become in mind, you will naturally transform into that thing. The key is in finding one's intention or purpose, but that seems so hard for my generation to do. In the casual conversations I have with people, the underlying theme in most of them is the uncertainty or vagueness of what someone actually wants to do or be. This is an uncertainty that I'm sure every single human being has come face to face with eventually. But the difference between those who address the question and those that ignore it is drastically different. When this question is ignored, life becomes full of chaos, disarray, vagueness, and confusion. Within that, life becomes pointless and meaningless, leading to darkness or resentment. The unconscious mind on autopilot is never a good thing, and it will function in darkness and be driven by urges and impulses that, if not brought into consciousness, will drive you right off of a cliff. Within creating a purpose or form, questions arise asking if the purpose or intention I've created for myself is actually what I want. But that question is more useful than what should I do with my life, because once I figured out what I'm not supposed to be doing, I get a little bit closer to figuring out what I should be. Unfortunately, God won't directly verify what our purpose is, and that's the absurdity of life. The highest of priorities is figuring out the form you believe to be true for you, because what is life without some type of meaning? Whether the meaning lies in being a good role model for your family, becoming a best-selling author, or being able to run a 100-mile race, within all of those forms, one must function daily as if one is already that. Functioning as if it's your highest purpose, I would say, is the highest purpose. Functioning as if our lives could matter and are in our control, because maybe they are. The only question that matters for all of us 20-something-year-olds is, are the ways we are functioning conducive to the life that we truly want for ourselves? But the fundamental question within that question is, what is the life we want? When those questions aren't addressed, the conclusion one comes to is, what the fuck am I doing with my life, and who even am I? That's why so many of my videos are about individuality, intent, success, and self-discovery. Because I go hang out with people in real life and I see them doing a bunch of mindless activities. Activities that, yeah, they're fun, and I'm not on the internet to be the fucking fun police and tell everyone how to conduct themselves, because I have fun too. I just know that the way we conduct ourselves currently is very unintentional, and the wandering and drifting has no beneficial effect on our lives. I mean, can you tell me a significant memory you've ever had when you were on your phone? Can you tell me the last time you felt good about being so drunk you couldn't even remember the night before? Maybe you can, and good for you. But I feel like there's more to life than that. And at times, I'm no better than the people I critique. I'm just as addicted to my cell phone as most are. But being on my phone doesn't serve my form, and that's why I feel guilty when I do it. And that's why you feel guilty as well. The reality is the change and realignment of a life and its habits won't come overnight. But it will never come if it's ignored and isn't addressed. We all have potential. And in this potential, we have the opportunity to transform ourselves, but we squander it at almost every opportunity. We could be striving for something better, but we don't. Settling for mediocrity, settling for what we are told to be or what has been given to us, and choosing the path of least resistance is a passive way to live a life that will one day end. A life with no challenge has no achievement, and a life with no achievement has no reason to have ever existed at all. Now that's a bold statement, but I just want to make it clear. Achievement and challenge is defined by you. And there doesn't have to be any glory or recognition attached to the idea of achievement. It's not about being famous or getting the most clout. It's about living with an intention that's driven by something that benefits the world. And you're watching this video right now, and I know you have an internal urge that tells you, hey, go try this. Hey, I think you would like this. But you don't act on it because you fear the possibility of failure or criticism. And I know that you know you're out here doing shit you know you shouldn't be doing, but doing it anyway under the premise of, fuck it, I'm only young once. But yeah, you are only young once. We have the least amount of responsibilities that we will ever have right now, meaning the most time to try and map out the lives we want for ourselves, to figure out what our purpose and service is to the world. But instead of capitalizing on it, we procrastinate, indulge in all the pleasures and stimulation, and distract ourselves just long enough so our lives never become too boring where we want to kill ourselves, but also never too fulfilling where we feel good about anything. I'm not here to talk down on anyone. I just want to say that again because I slip by the wayside all the time. And these videos are for me to watch and listen to just as much as they are for you to watch and listen to them. So don't think I'm patronizing you and talking to you as if I have all this shit figured out, because I don't. I just see the patterns of people who hate the life that they lived, and I do not want to repeat them. Form follows function is an idea that has transformed me. It helped me live a life that knows what it is designed to be and functions within that design to take its form. The knowing in itself is a faith, but it is a faith dictated by my feelings of bliss. These feelings are indications of what I should actually be doing with my life. Writing stories, creating videos, editing, presenting, researching, and learning something new in my field of passion all give me these feelings. This faith in form follows function allows me to eliminate a lot of fears because when you act accordingly, your form is your destiny. However, this functionality can only reach its highest potential when it's matched with honest self-criticism, sincere passion, and energy and work behind what one truly wants. This idea has expanded my belief systems and really has made me feel boundless. Made me feel as if as long as I do the work, as long as I'm truly passionate and sincere with my work ethic and what I want, and I'm consistent with it, and that remains my drive, then I can become successful in any realm or activity I participate in.